God's always up to doing something new. Listen to Isaiah 43, verse 18. Don't remember the former things. Don't consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing. God tells us, don't dwell on the past.
It's possible to miss the new thing that God is doing when we're still stuck in the old thing. So forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. And look for the new thing that God is doing. God is the God of new beginnings. God is the God of second chances. And God is always more interested looking way ahead to your forgiveness, redemption, and restoration. May we walk in His grace and in His forgiveness for our lives.
When you look back, you probably, if you're true to yourself, or you're honest, you're glad that God didn't answer some of your prayers. I am. There are a lot of prayers that I'm glad God said no to.
You'll know when you get older. When you look back, thank you, God, for not answering that one. Thank you, God, for not answering it. Thank you, God, for not doing that one. I'm going to tell you something. It's radical, it's controversial, but it's true. It's not only good when God says no, it's better. When God says no to the boyfriend, it's because he got a better husband. When God says no to the promotion, it's because he got a better position. That even when he says no, what his no is really is a better yes.
Start your prayer time with the spirit of thanksgiving. Do it every day, giving thanks to God. Lord, thank you for a day of life on planet Earth. Thank you I can live and breathe and have my being today. I know it's a gift of mercy, and I don't know how many days I have, but I know this is the day the Lord has made. I'll rejoice and be glad. Thank you. I have food in my belly, clothes on my back, a house to sleep in, and not a cardboard box. I have transportation. I've got a good family. I've got great friends. I've got a great God to celebrate and honor. I thank you for allowing me to have another day on this great planet. Do that every day. Approach Him. He said, come before His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise. Hey, this is the greatest day of your life. Well, how can you say that, Rick? Well, because it's the only day you've got. Yesterday's gone forever, and you can't guarantee you're going to be here tomorrow. What is your life? It's a vapor that appears for a moment and it's gone. Boast not of tomorrow, for you don't know what a day may bring forth. So every day the sun comes up, you need to try to find something good about that day, because your life is lived one 24-hour span at a time. Say, Lord, I thank you that you understand the trial I'm going through, even though I don't have a clue. And when you cry, maybe in some personal Gethsemane, when your tears run down your cheek and soak a pillow at night, you say, Lord, I'm in the darkest valley I've ever known, but I know you're right beside me. I don't know what you're trying to show me, but I refuse to become bitter. I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to become bitter or resentful. Yet will I praise you, the glory and lifter of my head, knowing that you're leading me to the greatest victory I've ever seen in all my life. I bless you and I praise you. And suddenly, God turns things around. And it starts falling into place because the spirit of thanksgiving has shattered your enemies by the invisible hand of God, and everything starts to work out. Today, look around. Surely there are small blessings, little joys, tiny hints of God's favor for which you can be grateful. Don't take things for granted today. Take them with gratitude.
Here's what Paul says in the New Testament, Philippians 3:13. Forget those things that are behind. Reach forth to those things that are in front. I press towards the goal. So get an attitude of gratitude for today. This is the day God made. I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. My best days are still ahead. Your best days are still ahead. But if you're clinging to the past, you'll never know what God could do. Your future's bright. It says, I'm going to here to do you good and not evil, to give you a hope and a future. But if you're holding to the past, how do you get that future? You got to move on. Matthew 9, verse 17. Don't try to put new wine in an old wineskin. It will tear apart. And so God says the packaging of anything God does that's new is going to change. And it won't fit in an old style. Life has no rewind button. What's past is past. So let the past serve you. Don't serve the past. Take the good, leave the bad. And thank God for a new and fresh day in your life.
God has a better plan. What do you mean by that? I mean that sometimes God says, I intend to answer your prayer, just not the way that you want it answered. I'm going to say yes, but I'm not going to say yes the way you want it said yes. I have a better idea. And in his infinite wisdom, God has a better plan. Isaiah chapter 55 says this, verses 8 and 9. God says, this plan of mine is not what you would work out. Neither are my thoughts the same as yours. For my ways are higher than your ways.
God just has a better plan. It's not that your plan is bad. It's just that his plan is better. And so God just has plans that we know nothing of. So defer to his higher plan. My thoughts are nothing like your thoughts, he says. And my ways are far beyond anything you could imagine. For just as the heavens are higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts.